Good evening, good sir. How are you?
Blake, let's celebrate Florida as an annual matchup, potentially for the last time. This is a game I hate more than anyone else in the SEC. It's a true visceral hatred, and LSU fans need to lock in. Don't let one game versus USF completely make you think that it's a cakewalk. I'm a little shocked that the FanDuel sports spread is what it is right now, Blake. You and I talked about that not too long ago. So I'm really excited for this Saturday. Let's go.
Yeah, I do think that they present some very interesting things for you. And I guess we could have we can, I guess, talk about some of the things from last week, but Florida is in a situation where they scare you in the sense of, man, they're going to throw every punch at you. Billy's going to throw every punch at you because, Carter, this could be it for him.
Yeah. And look, Blake, this is the best running back by far that we've played in Jaden Ball.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Clemson didn't have anyone, and La Tech is La Tech. Jaden Ball destroyed us. I will never forget Sage Ryan pushing him into the end zone. But the dude is flat out great, and Florida's gone away with them. You know, he's had 18 first half carries, Blake, 9 second half carries, and so far his per carry splits have actually been good. And normally, when a team's bad, it's just one long run. His long run on the year is 26 yards. So they've had success with number 13 toting the rock. And with the passing game being the way that it is right now, I expect Florida trying to establish a run. And from the LSU side of it, that's why you go get Jack Pyburn, right? The guy that is more fired up than anyone in that locker room. It's not even close for this game. And he has done an excellent job setting the edge. He's been exactly who we think he will be. So I do think Florida's going to try and run the football. And if they get some run game going, expect the play action game for Billy Napier.
What have you seen from DJ Lagway through 2 weeks?
Yeah, I will say this. I don't watch him as closely as some of the other quarterbacks. But Blake, I thought going into the season, it was amazing how everyone had him. I say everyone, but quite a few people had him as the number one quarterback in college football, like not just in the SEC. And it's all based on potential, right? He has a very special arm. He has some mobility. It's not really his game, though. He processes for the most part pretty well, if you ask me. But versus South Florida, things just went awry. I think one thing going into the season, Blake, is that Florida way overrated some of their transfer portal wide receiver additions. There were some pretty big red flags for some of those guys that they brought in, including Garrett Nussmeier's former wide receiver, J. Michael Sturdivant, his high school teammate. Has not really done anything, and he was a good player at UCLA when he was there, and he was a good player at Cal his true freshman season. The receivers just aren't where I expect him to be, right? I understand Aiden Mizell had a lot of prep, or I guess you could say hype going into his Florida career. He has great speed, but it's the Eugene Wilson show in the slot. They haven't really got him going. I know they were really high on their true freshman guys. It's been a mixed bag for them. So I guess for me, the best matchup in this game or the matchup you feel the best about is actually the LSU defense going up against the struggling Florida offense.
Do you think Florida's been good, bad, or worse offensively than LSU has?
It's been about the same. I think, the Louisiana Tech game, I would say was worse than the game that Florida played in some ways, right? Mm-hmm. Florida's offensive line is better than LSU's offensive line, but they've underperformed. The LSU offensive line struggling isn't really a shock to anyone that's been listening to your show, my show, or anyone that's actually been at practice every single day. But, I just have a tough time talking myself into this LSU offensive line after the game that they had, and then turning around and playing, Blake, your preseason number one defensive line. It's tough.
No. Interior defensive line, My best defensive line was Texas, but continue. Okay.
But still, you viewed them really, really.
Yeah, high. They are really good.
Right. So for them to just magically come out and have a great game this Saturday. Yes, it could happen, but it's going to be tough, Blake. LSU's offensive line got pushed around. Yes, the schemes aren't great. Yes, running into numbers isn't great. There's so many different outside zone plays we could point to, like why are we running this play into this front, into this look? It's a mess. The LSU offense is a mess, and that's why this week I actually moved LSU down on my personal SEC power rankings because I'm that concerned about this offense going into Florida.
What have you seen that you don't like?
From our vantage point, well, the first thing is none of the offensive linemen for LSU, I think, played well, where that was not the case versus Clemson. And you made a really good point on my show that I just think it's and trust me, there's no one that does LSU media that's been more loud about the DJ Chester problem last year. But I totally agreed with what you said this weekend, that it's just a cheap cop-out ass excuse just to blame everything that it was just Braylon Moore leaving the game. That you still
your guards and your tackles got dominated.
Yes, they had really, really, really poor performances. You also astutely pointed out that, yeah, you were playing a 3-3-5 stack. John Sibley's pointed that out. Quite a few people have pointed out that it is unique and that you don't really see it all that often. But Blake, a 3-3-5 stack has nothing to do with you getting your ass punched, you getting your face caved in, which was the case for this LSU offensive line. So that was a problem, and obviously Garrett didn't play well. I mean, there's no other way around. I know we've gotten into so many different Garrett debates. He just didn't play well, and it's not just the Berrien Brown underthrow that he flubbed. There were some other things that just weren't all that great. So this offense is just sputtering. And the thing is, Blake, yes, the Clemson game was great. I'm very happy that we won the Clemson game, and the offensive game plan was genius to not let Clemson's strength, which is their defensive line, beat us. So we played quick game, lots of interesting screens, and it was well called, well designed from BK Sloan and the staff. It's just, with that said, we only averaged 5.1 yards per play. Then versus Louisiana Tech, we averaged 4.9 yards per play. Those are two of the three lowest yard per play numbers that LSU has had in the Garrett Nussmeier and Brian Kelly era. The only other one that was lower was Florida last year, where he averaged 4.2 yards per play. And yeah, Florida's missing some guys. They're missing a key linebacker whose name slips my mind right now. But
LJ McCray.
Yes.
He's more of an edge.
Right. So 11. I think his jersey number is 11.
Mm-hmm.
I get that it's different. I get that it's a different set of players and it's a different year. But that defense is going into this game with a lot of confidence, knowing that they had a really good game versus you. So this offense is in trouble. I mean, there's just no other way around it. But here's the good thing, is that we know Garrett won't play that poorly again. Or at least I don't. I think he was just playing a little too loose versus Louisiana Tech. He was trying to do things. You mentioned the Berrien throw over the middle that should have been intercepted. That was completed. I think Garrett did not take Louisiana Tech seriously. I really don't think
I don't either.
And that honestly needs to be discussed and needs to be addressed because, you should treat every game, every quarterback that has ever played this game that has done so at the highest levels. Brady treated Super Bowls the same way he treated playing the 2-10 Cardinals in week 3. The prep is basically the same. So I think Garrett will lock in and play better versus Florida this weekend. But also Caden is so good that he can find a way to get us through this with the offense having the issues that they had. I also think, and this was something we discussed on Sunday as well, Blake, the wide receiver rotation needs to be discussed as well. And you go on, because you and I had some different opinions on this, and it was very fascinating.
Quickly in reference to the run game and Garrett, you got pushed in a little bit, but I still don't understand why you're running the numbers. Let me give an example. You can be deceived in the run game about a guy getting his shit pushed in when he doesn't have generic help in zone blocking schemes. Let me explain. You're attacking half of a man in a zone blocking scheme. Every one of them, unless certain situations at the bookends dictate that you have one solitary guy. Okay, then that's a whole different thing. But you're trying to take on half of a man. And so when you're trying to push and there's no opposite leverage to get push, you're going to get pushed back. So what do I mean by that? When you don't run to or you run against bad numbers and everybody's already got a guy and you are thinking that, hey, all right, well, you got to come take this guy and then I go to the second level. Because of how the 3-3-5 generates some things, you can be misled on what we're seeing. What I think is that I counted 16 of them. I counted 16 of them. Hold on. This is my game notes from the game. This is my game notes from film. In that, you can see right here, there's 16 times that they run against the numbers. 16. Okay? I don't care how good your offensive line is. If they have an extra guy that you don't, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. Let's go to Garrett.
One thing I will say to that.
Okay.
I think it's very important. One of the worst run calls was the play that Trey Green got hurt on. And
I want to be careful. I heard you the other night talking about that. I want to be careful because I don't think that was the run called from the booth.
Oh, interesting.
Okay, so let's just be careful, but continue.
Yeah. And judging by the blocking after rewatching it and doing it, I was like, I don't think that was what everyone should have been doing just based on the stats.
Correct. You had one side of your offensive line going one way and the other side going the opposite way.
Yeah, and then it was interesting, but that kind of now that you've brought that up, that kind of further proves my point about this offense. If we can't get on the same page, knowing what the right calls are, because that's why I brought that play up to you. I brought it up in my show earlier today. That I can't quit thinking about that play because that could not have been what the call was.
It wasn't
based on what the alignment was of the defense and our offense. But continue. Go on ahead with Garrett.
Well, I just in reference to Garrett, here's the thing. I don't think he prepared enough. I don't think he was ready. I think that I think he took a massive exhale. And the question, and I'm going to get killed for this. Does your fifth-year senior and you're the number one guy that everybody thinks that could be the number one pick in the draft, Heisman Trophy contender, did those guys take weeks off?
And they shouldn't.
No, they shouldn't. And listen, I am so tired of hearing, make this catch, make that catch. Like, guys, we have seen 2 Heisman Trophy winning quarterbacks. 2. If that's the level of play that you're going to get, those guys aren't making those level of decisions and those level of throws. I'm sorry, not in certain situations. So
yeah, I mean, I would push back a little. I mean, you and I disagree on some of the drops, but it's semantics. I do agree overall, though. Blake, overall, that it wasn't the same Garrett game. It was not.
No, it felt like he took a week off. Does he now to turn that page, and we don't ever have to address it. Hopefully we don't have to address it ever again this season. We feel that way. There's no way he can do it here because he got punished last year versus this team, and he missed a lot of stuff. He's got to check in. He's got to check in here.
Yeah, and LSU still one of the wildest games. 92 plays ran in that game.
40 minutes of time of possession. 40.
And it showed you last year's game the weaknesses of both sides of the football, that Florida was hitting explosive play touchdowns very quickly and getting explosive plays really quickly. And LSU was able to convert 3rd and 5 and longer and 4th downs over and over and over again.
Yeah, didn't they have 24 third downs?
Yeah, and they converted, I think,
18 of them, right?
Yeah, it was something insane.
Right.
And the thing is, you had such a low yard per play number. It was to me the weirdest box score of the Brian Kelly era since that Auburn game in his first year. So for me, Blake, he's got to play better. And this is the big thing. If there's anything anybody wants to take away from this, is that versus Florida, he's got to run. You have got to score. You've got to. It was one of last year versus Florida was one of the most egregious non-scramble games I could remember. And the thing is, you just have to scramble a few times to help out your offensive line. Like, my thing is, if your offensive line is really up against it versus a good defensive line, you scrambling helps out because I, as a pass rusher, have to worry about that. And what Florida did a lot of last year,
no respect,
none. They you know what they called their defense versus LSU? They called it the Rodney Dangerfield. That's how much respect.
None.
None. I thought you were gonna laugh at that because you get it.
You've brought in 2 jokes here that I think you thought would be funny. That
that one just came to me. But
you might want to shelf them.
I'm never shelving the dad jokes. I'm never shelf. Well, as long as you never shelf pauses, I won't shelf a dad joke from someone.
Okay,
that's
fair.
But Blake, he's got to run some. There was a few non-runs in the Louisiana Tech game that was.
Let's call it the Chris Hilton one. I don't want to hear you trying to give Chris Hilton a look when he's on the far right hash.
That was top 5.
Chris should have got a PBU.
Yes, was
right.
That wasn't even the best throw to make on the scramble, and
no, wasn't Xavier wide open?
It was Aaron who was open.
Oh, Aaron
working back to him, and that was when I was like, okay, Garrett, he's playing effort mode out there, and that's what happens when you get super comfortable playing a bad team, and you get super comfortable with your defense knowing that they're not going to score on you. You're trying things, but right there.
Do you think that's what it was? Do you think they were trying too much to see what stuck?
I think some of that is true, and that's why I'm bullish. Not just from Sloan's vantage point, but just Garrett in general. Just trying stuff.
Well, I don't want you to. But get out there, do the damn thing. But on Brian
that
Kelly was pissed in his post game. He was pissed that other guys didn't get in the game. He was livid.
Oh, it's critical.
Well, he was more livid after the Trades Green injury. He was pissed. Did you see him on the sidelines? He turned purple. He was the same color as his shirt because he knew that Trades shouldn't be in the game at that given point, and everybody knows it. And somebody got hurt over it. A critical piece.
Dude, there's nothing worse than a key piece getting hurt and a win. There's nothing worse here.
Look, Louisiana Tech's just not a good football team, right? And so
they're one of the worst teams that we have played during the BK era, and we played some
especially offensively. I mean, I don't think they're worse than the Grambling and Southerns or anything like that, but I do think that they're Southeasterns, Nichols. I mean, hell. Nichols won the Southland last year, so I guess you can't really, Anyway, look, it is what it is. Let's move on here to a couple other things. I know we talked a lot about the offense here. Is there something looking into this game that you say LSU does X and they win?
Yeah, let's get vertical. You've been saying it.
All right, so let's go through that. You break the film better or down better, and you talk about it. Carter, at some point, the receivers. Well, okay, I guess we can add it here.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Like, you can still do some things in the vertical passing game against too high. You just got to go in the middle of the field.
Yeah. And that's where not having Mason, because they had a lot of seam balls. That the beautiful one versus Alabama and one versus South
Well,
Carolina.
why aren't you doing that with Trey Dez? Why aren't you trying to do the same thing with him or Bauer? What's the difference?
There is none. One thing that really stood out to me, Blake, because you challenged me on my show this weekend because you want Chris to play more. You want Chris to
let me clarify. It's not just necessarily Chris. I don't think Xavier is an X. I think you have two slot guys in the formation, which you cannot do unless you're doing something where it's so bunched up like what New England did. Right? Like under Tom, they would put Wes and Edelman in on the field, or they put Edelman, or who's the other white kid, Amendola?
Amendola, and they also had Chris Hogan.
Right. So, I mean, whatever you want to bring up in that situation, you need to put a X that can either stretch the field or a big body dude. You're running whip routes with him. You want him because he's versatile in the run game. Then put him in the freaking backfield.
Yeah, and
what do we like? Why? Like, then let him be versatile. But Carter, you talk about getting vertical. There is nothing that you can do if you have time where you have a tight end like Bauer or Trey Dez, and you have two guys on the boundary that run a 4-2. There's only three things you can do: pressure the shit out of the quarterback and get to him, bail out and let them take check downs the whole damn night. Which fine, let them do it. It is what it is. They got too much speed. This is what I equated it to Monday. I didn't say it on your show because I was saving it. You went out and got pieces for the offense that you ran last year only to be more conservative.
Yeah, I could see that. And like one thing I'll say is the Berryon deep over that he dropped. Chris opened that up. Dude, I don't want to get into Berryon would tell you he needs to catch that ball. Okay.
Just because someone tells you they should catch it doesn't mean that when you have to go up for the ball like this, that it's a drop. You have to go back across your body. It's not a drop to me.
Okay. That's fine. But he's
continue.
But Chris was the one who ran the vertical on the 2-man Yankee concept to get it open. So
yep.
I Chris's verticality versus Florida was a big part of our game plan. One, he jumped too early. Another, Garrett threw
massively underthrew.
Yeah, right, and then there was one he threw out of the back of the end zone, and then there was one Chris dropped when we were trying to come back really late. So I would expect Chris to continue to be a part, because this is the question I get asked the most probably is, where's Chris Hilton? It's always, where is this receiver or where is that receiver? It's hard to play wide receiver at LSU. I mean, there's so many talented players that have come.
Do you think that they need to do something different with Xavier?
I'm fine with Xavion's usage right now, because
I didn't ask you usage. I asked you, are you fine about where they're playing him at X? Usage is one thing. Usage, yes, we all agree we're fair with his usage. Does he need to be at the X?
No, that's not what you think of as an X wide receiver. No,
because it's not.
Yes, it's not. That should be Nick or Chris in theory, but I can also say that Xavier has produced at the X at Mississippi State, and then at the same time, he's playing well. I don't think there's any disagreement that he's playing well. Now,
but it's also a part of, he's not the guy that you're trying to build the offense off of. What you're trying to do is to get vertical. You can't hit explosives. So then why can't you? You got to try something. It's not been the offensive line. Garrett's bailing from pockets that are crystal clean. I mean, he did it in the red zone like 3 or 4 times that he shouldn't have bailed on. He's making wrong decisions, and that's a whole different conversation. But you can utilize him in different ways. Give Aaron a break. Motion him in the back. Why do you want Aaron Anderson blocking at the slot anyway?
I do want to bring up one question I wanted to ask you about the run game.
If you ask me about Kyle Parker, I'm going to lose my mind.
No. Why would you lose your mind over
Then
Kyle?
what in the hell are you doing with Donovan Green? Why are you
Yeah. Okay.
spreading
Oh,
out
okay. Yeah. Okay.
Why are you spreading out Donovan Green in 13 personnel, but you don't want him to trap somebody or you don't want him to contain an edge?
I want to shout out Paris Hunter with the super chats, but
Yeah, we're gonna get to him in just a minute.
But I want to bring up Chad's point. Okay, it was we need one of those TDP rushing efforts this week. Okay, so let me ask you this, Blake. I didn't ask you on our Sunday appearance. You love rushing schemes. You think about it oftentimes. Okay.
Have run schemes pajamas.
Yeah, dude. That would be a decent like pajama idea with like all the different.
Don't y'all steal my idea? I'm going to know where y'all got it from.
The lemon pepper steppers with the counter drawn on them. I like it. So this is what I was going to ask you. So Chad brings up TDP, the legendary rushing performance.
Why aren't they running counter?
Okay, so that for those that don't know, that was everything. That was 99% of the rushing production. Does LSU switch things up because they've mostly been outside zone? They try to run
inside zone,
or inside zone. Yeah, they've mostly been zone. Okay, they try to run a counter versus a light box with Harlem Berry this past weekend that should have gone for a big gain. I know you know which play I'm talking about.
I know exactly what play you're talking about.
I was like, why didn't Harlem doesn't need much? He's not a big guy. Just give him a little crease. So, do you think LSU should try to run counter?
The problem with running counter is if they haven't tried, if you hadn't tried it now, you hadn't tried it at camp. Either one or two things: either Joe Sloan's saying that I want to do it my way, and he doesn't want Alex Atkins' assistance, which I think he needs Alex Atkins' assistance, or number two. You remember the Aaron Anderson screen? Stay with me here, but do you remember it
from this game
from Louisiana Tech? Yes.
Yes, it went for no gain and got blown up. Yeah,
correct. Kobe Fields made the play. He comes darting in. Paul Mabinga's sitting there at the middle backer. Okay, why is he sitting at the middle backer? Because Josh Thompson took the wrong guy, and he couldn't counter. In the run game, I feel like that sometimes you just got to hit dudes. If it's your guy or not, you have a good idea of who you're supposed to go after. But if you're getting to the second level, hit some damn body. And that's what Josh Thompson did. Okay. Paul Mabinga was like, oh, well, he hit my guy. Where am I supposed to go? Kobe Fields comes dashing in and takes on Aaron Anderson. I actually don't mind. I saw your film study on this. I actually don't mind DJ Chester giving up penetration on that. Let me tell you why. Because it's a head-up nose, but he's got to flush him right or left.
Right, just one way or the other. Okay. Yeah.
Correct. Actually, I want him giving up pressure. It's the only time that I ever want him giving up pressure is when you have a middle screen. Okay? Just you got to push him to the side. He's so horrible at cleaning out the trash. I say that to say I don't know if they have confidence that those guys, meaning Adams or Mabinga, if they're pulling, that they know where to go at the second level.
Yeah, and
okay.
Yeah,
but
no, I'm with you.
Then why don't you do it with Josh Thompson?
I mean, that's what I'm getting to. Let's just try and run a few counters to the left side with Josh leading the way. I know we just couldn't get it right with Harlem this past weekend. And my next question for you would be: Do you think 22 should get more touches?
I think it's still a little too soon.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Like,
I mean,
I wouldn't.
Maybe you should and give him a couple of carries, and if he breaks one, okay, then keep handing him the rock like you did with Caden Durham against South Carolina, because it was game 3 when that happened.
And if you look at a lot of the LSU kind of breakouts, the running back that alphas or becomes a big piece of the offense, you normally do see a few that happen in like week 3, week 4 types of areas in the past couple of years, or throughout LSU football history. So
I do not think that they trust him at all in pass protection.
Nor should they. I mean,
nor should they. But here's the question.
Yeah.
Why, if you're having offensive issues, are you keeping guys in to block? It's the whole Les Miles argument. If you got more options out there to throw to, then you got more options to throw to. You're not asking a Ferrari to sit in the garage so your people can come over to see it. You're asking the Ferrari to get out there and get that motor running.
Yeah, and Blake, if LSU were to call me and say, "Hey, what is the one thing you think we should just quit doing?" It's the tightening of the formations.
Oh, I agree. I
And
1,000% agree.
And it's not because it can't work. There are plenty of coaches who make those types of formations work. It's just it's not been good through multiple coordinators at LSU. I think one of the more underrated plays of the LSU BK era was when versus Missouri, they could not stop us. Missouri, that great defense that had all those pros on it, first rounders. To ice the game away, we decided to go 14 personnel and take Malik and BTJ off the field. And you know what Missouri said? Missouri said, "Thank you. Thank you. Those guys are kicking our fucking asses. Thank you for taking them off the field." And guess what happens? Jaden Daniels makes one of the best fumble recoveries. Because if he doesn't recover it, they scoop and score and they win the game. And that comeback was for naught. I guarantee you, if you were to go look at any stat, yard per play, EPA per play, red zone efficiency, when we go to that heavy personnel and we bring Bo Bordelon, an offensive lineman who's wearing number 89 on the field, it's going to be bad. The splits are going to be bad. I haven't done it. I should go do it, but it drives me insane. It drives me insane. Don't tighten it.
It drives me insane too. It drives me insane when you're getting a wide receiver to go to the end line of scrimmage to block.
Oh, the Kyle Parker wraparound?
It drives me fucking insane.
It worked once. It didn't work versus Louisiana Tech. They tried it.
People know what you're going to do. Once you put it on film, you got to have something counteract to that. Like, hey, I got an idea. Why don't you go a play action and run a quick screen or run a quick slant with Kyle Parker in a game like this and say,
No.
Like the Jurassic Park. We're going to throw something off of this, and you're screwed. You know what LSU offensively should have done? What they should have done this week is run something else off of what they showed versus Clemson.
Yeah, I mean that's all Steve Sarkisian does. I mean it's
all that he does. They tried to do it, and I give him credit, motioning Barryon out and throwing the fade. I saw Garrett's comment today, and he goes, "Well, it is what it is." No, it's not. It is what it is. I mean, come on. So, I don't know. Thoughts on the before I get you out of here? How do you see it going down? You see us winning, losing? What do you see?
I think it's a close game.
I do too. I'm taking the under.
I'm going to bet LSU unders the rest of the season. I bet it versus Clemson and Louisiana Tech, and that's not a shot at LSU. I mean, a few years ago it was the over, and I think I thank Bo Bordelon and Trey Holly for the best LSU over of all time versus Army. To get it over at 60 to make it 63-0. Dude, I was cheering so hard. I've never cheered harder because I was just max unit overs for anytime number 5 was my quarterback. I was like, you just bet the freaking over. You're gonna go.
So I'm just gonna say this: we get a couple of before the lines actually come out, we get a little heads up from our birdies over there by the people below your name there, and I may have heard that this, what the line was going to be when it came out, and I literally texted back and said the under, and they keep laughing at it. I'm just like the under.
Did the line move? Did they treat you as sharp action?
No, I don't know, but I said under, and I'm just going to tell you, I'm going to keep betting it. I bet it the first 2 weeks. It was my biggest bets of the week.
Let's go.
I bet the under twice, and I'm like, no way.
All right, I need the Ruffino and Joe hat on here. What are we doing with Tennessee and Georgia this weekend?
I'm going Georgia.
Dude, you're if there's one person that's not concerned about the Dogs preseason, even after 2 weird offensive games, you're still with the Dogs going on the road.
Did you watch the game?
Which one? With the
Georgia,
Marshall
Austin P.
Yeah.
You do realize that they only ran 3 route concepts.
Oh yeah, dude. They're just running screens and
they ran hitch, slant, screen.
That's all they're doing. It's
They have not shown you who they are.
Kirby is, by the way, if you want a sports betting thing, Kirby is notorious for treating the Renowins softer than any coach, right?
Oh.
And that's why you kind of
they ran the ball 24 straight times.
Yeah, I mean, it was interesting.
He literally ran the ball on 3rd and 7, and then almost punted it on 3rd down.
And Noah Thomas has not been featured at all. I was like, dude, Noah Thomas is a freaking monster.
But Colby Young's a beast too. He's a physical freak.
Colby Young is like the weirdest wide receiver I've ever evaluated because his first 2 games at Miami, he went Megatron. They're calling him Andre Johnson. And then he didn't have any 100-yard games since then. And dude, he's a freak. He is an absolute freak.
He's a freak.
But
what other games?
But I'm dude. Am I
dare say that you're picking Tennessee?
Am I square for buying into the Vols?
Yes.
2 square. Okay. I guess
Carter, they got in a dogfight with Syracuse in the 3rd quarter, and Syracuse. I mean, I'm not trying to go transitive property. Fran Brown's got them boys running after the game because they're in the dogfight with UConn.
That was the weakest shit I've ever seen.
Well, not to go there, but I will just tell you this. I mean, is Joey Aguilar going to start turning the ball over? Because
at some point you would think, knowing what he's been in the past.
Right. So, I mean, this ain't the defense to do that to.
And here's what I would say about the Vols. It's very impressive what they've done through 2 weeks. And it's also strange that Lance Hurd is like actually playing good right now, which he did not play good last year, but he is starting to play well.
First-time starters are interesting. All right. A couple of super chats here. P. Scott says a $5 super chat says, Carter, I told you Joe needed to spend the summer with Steve. More is the key to the offense.
Braylon, yeah, I'm with you. If anyone knows ACC sports, it's Paris. She is a Duke super fan, so she knows about the ACC transfers.
Oh, Illinois smacked them Blue Devil cheeks this weekend.
Dude, Darian Mensah. I'm glad he cashed in, but
5 turnovers.
It was ugly. I will say though, and you know this, between the headset, I'm not saying running a program, all right, because I know how things went at Arkansas, but between the headsets, there's not many better than Brett Bielema.
I agree.
Dude, there's just not many people who you want coaching a game more than him. It might not be more than 5. Now, I'm not saying there's more to it. Talent acquisition, that's not really his thing. But, God, he knows how to call a game. He knows how to manage a game. And
Altmaier had a really good game.
He's good. I mean, he's just good. Like, he's just a good college run the offense quarterback. I like it.
Agreed. She also says Nuss has to play better. I agree with a $5 super chat. Yeah, I mean, he's got to play better.
Yeah, I think I just keep going back to the overall yard per play, Zan. It is something that our yard per play numbers are so poor through 2 games. And the way you increase yard per play is hitting explosives, and we need to hit these, whether it's receivers making tougher catches or just putting the ball where we could get them. And who knows? I mean, I think I think this LSU offense will hit a few vertical shots versus Florida, even if they don't establish a run. So we'll see what happens.
Hunter says, "Is Carter even an LSU fan?" Is that a question?
I've only dedicated my entire life to this team. I don't make $1 gazillion doing this. The little bit of money I actually spend are on DJ Chark cards. Like, why would I be an LSU? Why would I be a fan of anyone else?
Here's the thing. I and this isn't directed at Hunter, but if you say anything negative towards LSU, people start questioning your fandom as if I don't have 2 kids and a wife that I'm trying to take care of too.
Yeah, and there is a downside of being honest. And Hunter, you don't ever have to watch a piece of my content. That's fine. But the one thing I owe everybody that watches your show, my show, when I go on any other show, no matter how big or small it is, I want to give you my honest opinion. I want to give you everything I possibly can. And I will also tell you this, and Blake, you might feel differently. You might be able to do this with a clearer conscience than I am. It is so hard to criticize an LSU player. It is so hard. It is not easy to do. There's maybe a handful of LSU players who I honestly dislike. Like, I want all of them.
Agreed. People think I hate Garrett. I don't hate Garrett, but I mean, I just think he's got to play better.
If you knew how many messages I've gotten about bringing up Chester last year, and I'm just like, no, it's not anything against him. And also, when you criticize a player or a coach, there's so many different factors that go into that thing succeeding. I'm not just criticizing just that one player or that one thing. I'm criticizing the entire ecosystem around that player. It's not necessarily baseball or basketball where it's more your own individual ability to go out there and hit a baseball or hit a shot or whatever. Football, there's 22 guys on the field at one time. So, Hunter, I'm sorry I disappointed you, but just know I love you as well. All right, Blake.
See you next week. Hopefully we get the win here.
All right, buddy. We'll talk.